All right, so I'll share a little bit more because people have been asking me on YouTube and on Instagram, like, where are you? You haven't told us where you are yet. And on my Instagram, I've been taking some polls like, where do you think I am in the world? And I've gotten answers like Costa Rica, Virgin Islands, Bahamas, Belize, Tobago, and I'll let you know where I am. Drum roll, please. Peace and love, beautiful people. Peace and love. It is a beautiful day to have a beautiful day, and a beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. I am coming to you live from my seventh Airbnb in a month's time. And this actually has been one of my favorite Airbnbs since not only since I've been traveling for the past month, but also since I've been staying in Airbnbs, which has been since like 2017. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop into this week's video, which is my big reveal part 2, where I will be sharing with you more details about my big move away from the States and let you know a little bit about where I've been, where I am, where I'm going, and a little more ins and outs of that. So, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's hop right into it. All right. So, yesterday makes 1 month since I left the United States and have been traveling as an expat, a nomad, a world traveler, and it's really been amazing. It's been an adventure. It's been like when you go to a theme park or a water park or whatever your choice of fun is, and you're like, I'm so excited to go. And then you get there, you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much to see and so much to do. And then you get on some rides and it's like, wee. And then sometimes in the same rides, it's like, oh my God, I want to get off of this thing. Let me out, let me off. It's been a combination of all the feelings of excitement, of uncertainty, of exploration, of adventure, of expansion. And really, I've been not only faced with my own self, but I've also just been faced with the lens through which I view life. So, what I mean is, I've not only been faced with how I feel and what I think and what I desire, but also I've been faced with how those things show up in my reality, especially being in spaces that are unfamiliar, being in a new country, being around new people, being around environments, being in and around environments where I'm not setting the pace or the tone around me. I just have to regulate what's going on within me. And that's been a big part of the journey because that's really all that I can control. And I don't want to say control, but that's all that I really can manage is not what's happening around me, but how I choose to respond to what's happening around me. Go on, little fly. So yeah, all right. So I'll share a little bit more because people have been asking me on YouTube and on Instagram, like, where are you? You haven't told us where you are yet. And on my Instagram, I've been taking some polls like, where do you think I am in the world? And I've gotten answers like Costa Rica, Virgin Islands, where else? Bahamas, Belize, where else? Tobago. I will tell you that where I am, you hear the birdies? Where I am is in the Caribbean. So after living in Florida for 4 years, I knew that wherever I lived after that, it would have to be an island. It would have to give me Florida vibes without, I was going to say without Florida prices. And that's really the truth. The quality of life would have to match Florida or exceed that. And I feel like that's where I am. So I am in the Caribbean. And I'll let you know where I am. Drum roll, please. All right. So I have begun this journey of the Caribbean in Trinidad and Tobago, which is one country that's divided into two islands. So for my first 2 weeks of being here in the country, I was in Tobago, where there's a lot more like beach, and Tobago's more of like the tourist destination, I would say. And for the past 2 weeks, I've been in Trinidad, which is more like inland and mountainous, and it's more like residential from what I've experienced. I don't know where I'll go from here. I do know I want to continue to explore the Caribbean as much as I can. Like, just Google the Caribbean on the map and just look at how many islands there are. And then you'll see, like, wow, there's so many options. And that's what I want to do. I just want to explore and just see the world and meet new people. So, me being here in this country for the past month, some of the things I'll share with you are what I've enjoyed about it, what's been different. Um, so, let's start with what I've enjoyed. What I've enjoyed is that Trinidad and Tobago is largely melanated beings. So you see black, you see brown, you see Indian, you see, um, yeah, a lot of people who look like me. And even if they don't look like me, it just, how can I say this best? In the States, it's rare to see places where there is a large presence of melanated beings, black and brown people, that isn't deemed like, I don't want to say like the hood or the ghetto or urban, but for lack of better words, just because the Americas has been my experience, that's what it's been. So I love coming to places like Trinidad and Tobago, like the Bahamas, like Belize, and so many others where black and brown people are in abundance. And it's just very like calming and soothing to my nervous system in ways that I really hadn't imagined before. Whereas in past spaces, I might be one of the only people of color in a group or in a space or in a certain dynamic. Here, I'm not. Oh, it's starting to rain. So I'm going to continue to record in hopes that my phone doesn't get wet and it allows me to continue. But I might have to pause this and come back, just depending on what's happening with the weather. I'm going to keep going. So, that's one thing I really enjoyed. Number two, I've enjoyed the abundance of nature. Oh my gosh. Like, I know you can see a little bit around me, but I can see the mountains from there. When I was in Tobago, I woke up and I could see the beach from where I was. There was like three different beaches in like a 15-minute walking distance. There are mango trees in almost every yard and just along the streets where fruit just grows in abundance. You see mango, papaya. What else do they have here? Why is it escaping me? There's something, Portugal, which is like a citrusy fruit. Um, so the nature is another thing. Another thing that I love is the food. Like roti, it's got me in a chokehold, y'all. Like I could eat roti every day. Roti is, I don't even know how to explain it. Most of the time it's like curry potatoes, aloo, which is potatoes, um, pumpkin, which is a really common dish here, which I never really ate pumpkin before I came here. I grew up in Mississippi, so we eat sweet potatoes. They eat pumpkin here like we eat sweet potatoes there. Um, it's just a mixture of veggies, and you eat it with this flour, which you can get bus up shut, which is what I like. I don't know how to explain it, but you eat the flour with, you pick up the veggies with the flour and you eat it, and it's just delicious. So that's another thing that I love. Oh my goodness, the rain would start as soon as I start recording. Let me try to move my phone to where it's covered. Give me a second. And we'll just keep it flowing from here. All right. So my phone is now covered and I feel okay to continue to record. I don't mind if I get wet, even though, sugar melts when it gets wet. Okay, so the people. the nature. I love the weather. I didn't say the weather, but I love the weather. Like it's warm every day. Warm might be an understatement if you don't like the heat, but if you live in Florida or you're familiar with Florida's weather, it's like Florida year round. Um, I think the coldest that it gets here when I Googled it, when I researched it, was like 70s. And I'm okay with that. I love, love, love the sun. I love the heat. I was born in Wisconsin, which gets really cold, like below zero, where it snows, like inches of snow, and people still have to go out and function. And I'm just not built for that. I was raised in Mississippi. I lived there for 16 years. You get all four seasons, which is nice, but every time the winter season came and it got cold, it's just like I had to brace myself. And I feel like when it's cold, I'm a different version of me. Like I have to dig really deep to be the warm and welcoming being that I am. And just like that, the rain stopped. Such is life, right? Less about what happens and more about how we choose to respond to what happens. So the weather is something I love. It suits me. I'm a beach babe. I'm a beach gal. I love minimal clothing. I like having my legs out, my arms out, and my midsection out. I always need 3 points of contact for the sun: arms, belly, legs. And if I have to put on layers and cover up and do all that, I don't like that. I don't like that. I just had to be real with myself. I don't like that. So, weather, food, people. What else? Oh, the cost of living. Y'all, I'll probably make a whole separate video about that. But let me just say, $1 here in TT, which is their currency, $1 is 6.7 TT. $1 of US currency is worth almost 7 of their dollars. So your dollar definitely goes a lot further here. So like there I've been looking at places like, do I want to live here and stay? Let me look at rental spaces. Like even me in this Airbnb, y'all, this Airbnb is beautiful. And again, this is my 7th Airbnb in 1 month, which has been crazy. But prices are unmatched. Like low cost, but the quality of life is better, greater, and I've really enjoyed that. So like this Airbnb is, I think it's like almost $50 a night, and I'll probably put some videos and pictures in this video, or my next video will be a vlog of where I've been and what I've been doing for the past month, showing you some of the food, some of the places I've stayed, some of the sites that I've seen, etc. But US, a night has been like 40, 50, 60, 70, $100 a night. But for the quality of life, it's been unmatched. So this cute little space I got for almost a week, and it was like $340. And it's got everything that I need. Like a bathtub, shower, queen size bed, air conditioning, living room, office space, full kitchen, like beautiful nature. And then I'm like 10 minutes from the city if I need to get there. Um, the ways I've been getting around has mostly been like taxi and TTRS. TTRS is like Trinidad and Tobago's Uber, basically. And their taxi is basically like random people driving down the road. And if you're walking, they'll offer you a ride and you just pay them to take you to where you need to go, which has been wild. Let's see, what else? Yeah, so for me, it's just been a beautiful experience to be open to different lifestyles, different quality of life, different experiences, and not be so limited in my way of living and thinking and being that I don't allow myself to take in all of this as a new experience. So, really, that's what I wanted to share with you all. I don't want to make the video too drawn out or too long. So presently, I am between Trinidad and Tobago. Um, I don't know if this is where I'll be long term, this is where I am for now. And when that changes, I'll give you guys another update and let you know that. So if you have any questions about living abroad, about Trinidad and Tobago specifically, or anything else maybe that I didn't mention in this video that you would have liked for me to, or maybe a suggestion for another video that you'd like for me to create, I'm open to that. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. And yeah, y'all, like, it's been a whole month. It kind of feels a little longer than that. It kind of feels like it's been 2 months just because there's been so much new and so much different and so much happening. I still have more to reveal to you all, but I'm just giving it in pieces and doses because I don't want to overwhelm y'all or myself. But just know there's definitely more to this story. Um, yeah, we're in November 2023, y'all. We have less than 2 months of 2023 remaining. What are you doing with it? Are you living the life that you truly desire for yourself? Or are you perhaps just kind of existing, going with the flow? I want to remind you that your life is what you make it. Your life is what you choose and what you decide. Your life is a masterpiece, and you're the one that's holding the pen, the art brush, the instrument in your hand to create, to cultivate that which you desire it to be. Fear, I think, sometimes disables us from moving forward, but I want to encourage you to feel the fear and do it anyway. Like, don't let fear stop you. Let it move you closer towards your goal, because what I heard a quote once: fear is courage being made known, or something like that. Fear is courage basically making itself known. The only way that we feel fear, oftentimes, other than when it's like a life threatening situation, any other time we feel fear is because we actually are realizing we have the power to make it a reality, or that it could actually be a reality. And that's kind of exciting, because it's like, yo, that means I could actually do this. That means I could actually make this happen. That means this could be a reality for me. And if you can see it in your mind, it won't be long before you can hold it in your hand, before it's an actual reality for you to experience. Like a month ago, I was living in Florida, you know, in a 1 bedroom apartment that I loved and I'm grateful for. I was paying $2,500 a month for rent alone. Do you know what I could do with $2,500 a month here, or just traveling? Like, I decided to not be bound to things. So I sold the car. I let go of the items that I didn't really need. Everything else that I felt value, I put in a storage, a very small storage. And then I decided to put my time, my effort, my resources towards cultivating experiences rather than cultivating things. Because when you die, you can't take things with you, but you can take your experiences and the lessons from them with you. So it's up to you. The choice is yours. So I'll leave you with this. Remember, your mentality becomes your reality. Thoughts become things. As you think, so you become. As above, so below, as within, so without. Our inner world is always shaping our outer world. Remember, you, yes, you, are an active participant in the life that you desire and that you deserve. So act like it. That's all that I have to share for you all, with you all today. If you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe, join the Live So Graceful tribe, where we are focused on all things intentional, authentic, loving, graceful, genuine, you know? And if this video resonates with you, feel free to give it a thumbs up. I appreciate the support. If you feel like someone else can resonate with anything I shared in this, feel free to share it. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. I love y'all. And remember, a beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. And if you just choose to make each day beautiful, eventually you'll look back and realize that you have a beautiful life. You've had a beautiful life just because you've chosen to make each day beautiful. And beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I love you. Peace.